Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey,
How you doing, dude? You all right?
I'm doing good.
Cool, man. What's up?
I think that I would be sad if my dog died because I don't give a shit about some random pig on a farm, but I
Okay,
do give
so
a shit about my dog.
okay, well, yeah, I don't give a shit about you, but that doesn't mean should be able to walk up to you, slit your throat, and eat you, right? Just
I
because you
mean,
don't
right,
care
but a
about.
human life is not the same to a pig.
Okay, well, what's a morally relevant difference between a human and an animal? Why is it okay to kill animals by the billions but not humans? What difference? What is the
Well, you
moral
come up and
morally
slit
relevant?
my throat. That's like an inhumane way to kill somebody. I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
that's what we do to animals.
euthanize a pig, it's not
We
as
don't
cruel as just
euthanize
going up
pigs.
and stabbing someone in the neck.
We don't euthanize pigs. We gas them alive, and they burn slowly from the inside out and thrash so hard that they rip their own hooves out of their leg. There is no humane way to kill something that doesn't want to die. The definition of humane is to show compassion and benevolence. You cannot show compassion and benevolence by killing something that doesn't want to die.
Okay,
So by
well, I mean,
definition,
rephrase
that's
it
a
then.
false statement.
There's more cruel ways to kill than to kill someone.
Okay,
There's
so
like
well, you still don't need
there's
to.
different like
Uh,
levels of it, you know.
okay, well, it's still wrong. You shouldn't be looking for the right way to do the wrong thing, right? Jeffrey
Okay,
Dahmer
well,
could say,
it's a
"Hey, man, I'm
okay,
okay
well,
because
okay,
what's
well,
up? No, you can finish. You're good."
animals. Okay, so if you think that we shouldn't eat meat, then why are animals built to eat meat? Why do some animals have sharp teeth
Why
to
do
kill other
are
animals
you
and eat
saying
them?
why do we have are you saying because we have canines it's morally justified to eat meat? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that there
Oh, so
are.
you're saying because animals do it, that means it's okay for us to do. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you just said that animals and humans they're like equivalent because you think that
No, I
killing a
don't
pig is
think
the
they're
same as killing
equivalent.
a human.
I
That's what you
absolutely
think.
do
That's what
not
you
think they're
think. You
equivalent.
think that killing a pig is
Nope.
the same as
Nope,
killing a
you're
human.
straw man. Nope, you're straw manning me. I think
What's
humans
strawmanning
are
you?
more important than animals. I just don't think we're so much more important that our taste buds are more important than their entire lives. You don't have to think animals and humans are of similar importance in order to say it's wrong to kill animals, right? It's not that we're choosing between killing an animal and a human. We're just not killing either. It's either we're choosing between killing an animal needlessly or not killing an animal needlessly. So if we don't need to eat animals to be healthy, which we don't, as proven by the largest group of nutrition experts in the entire world, the American Dietetic Association, why are we doing this then? Why are we needlessly abusing, exploiting, and slaughtering animals by the billions when we don't need to?
Well, because it's a big industry. Like, what do you think? Like, people are just
It's
gonna
a big
stop?
industry, so just because it's a
You
big
think people
industry,
are just
that
gonna
means it's
stop?
morally justified.
You think people are just
Slavery
gonna
was a
stop?
big industry. That doesn't mean slavery was morally justified just because it's a big industry, right? Just because it's a big industry is not a moral justification to do it. Why are you contributing to this big industry of slitting animals' throats when
Because
you
I
don't need
love
to?
steak. I love eating steak. Steak
Okay,
is so
okay.
good.
So you think deriving pleasure from something is a moral justification? So Michael Vick derived pleasure from abusing and fighting dogs. Kurt Zuma derived pleasure from
Right.
kicking cats. Were
Michael
they
Vick
morally
has something
justified
to
to
do
do
with
that?
this. Like, why are we
It
talking about
absolutely
Michael
does.
Vick?
You just said that eating meat is morally justified because you derive pleasure from it. It tastes good. So what is the
Okay,
difference
but
between
eating
Kurt
an
Zuma saying
animal
he
is
likes
not the
kicking his
same as
cat?
forcing dogs to fight each other.
It absolutely is. On one hand, you're abusing, exploiting, and slaughtering animals for pleasure, and on the other hand, you're abusing animals for pleasure. As a matter of fact, I would say eating meat is worse because at least the dogs in dogfighting stand a fighting chance at living. The animals that you eat never stood a chance.
Okay,
So
well,
what's
let
so
me
why
put
are
it this
you
way.
doing this to
Let me
animals
ask you
when
a
you don't
question.
need
Would
to?
you rather die in an instant or would you rather be tortured?
I'd rather not do either, and we don't need to do either to animals.
Okay, but no, just
It's
like
not a
give me an
question
answer.
of do
Give me an
we.
answer. Give me an
Okay,
answer. Would you rather
all right, go.
die instantly or get tortured?
I would definitely rather die instantly, but we don't need to do
Exactly.
either to animals, so why are we killing them at all? It's not humane to kill something that doesn't want to die. I could kill somebody who completely humanely shoot them in the back of the head and never have them know it, and it's still completely immoral because they
Right,
had the
but you're
will to
killing
continue
that
to live.
person
I
for no
took away
reason.
future well-being from them, so it's an immoral action. Like I said, the definition of humane is to show compassion or benevolence. You cannot show compassion or benevolence by killing something that has the will to live because you're taking away future well-being from it. By definition, you cannot humanely kill something. So do
Right,
you have
but
an
going up
argument
to
for why we're doing
okay,
what we're doing to animals, or am I going to have to bring on the next person?
okay, so you shoot someone in the back of the head.
Yep.
You don't do anything with that person. You kill an animal. That meat feeds families.
Also, when you eat it, that makes it morally justified. So if I were to
Yes,
kill somebody
because
and
you're
eat
feeding
them,
people.
the
You're
act of eating
you're
them makes it
keeping
morally
people
justified.
alive.
But you
You're
don't need
keeping
to eat
people
the
alive.
animal. But you don't need to eat the animal to live, do you? You could just eat
Well, yeah,
plants
but
instead.
but
So
meat
why are you
has
killing
more
the animal when you
nutritional
could have ate
value
plants instead?
than a plant.
Huh?
Meat has more nutritional value than a plant. It has
You
more
can
protein.
get
It
all the
has more
nutrients that
fat.
you need off of a vegan diet, as stated by the largest group of nutrition experts in the entire world, the American Dietetic Association, in a peer-reviewed statement. So to say that you can't get a nutritionally adequate diet from a vegan diet is just objectively false according to scientific consensus. You're just objectively wrong. The vegetarian cohort with 11,000 participants.
Okay.
Vegans have the lowest cause of all-cause mortality. Adventist Health Study 2 concludes vegans have lowest risk of chronic disease. So, just scientifically speaking, the facts don't care about your feelings. We don't need to eat meat in order to be healthy. So why are we needlessly exploiting, abusing, and slaughtering animals when we don't need to?
Because it feeds people. It's not needlessly.
Okay, but plants feed people. And as a matter of fact,
Yeah,
plants feed more people. According to
vegan
peer-reviewed research, if
also.
America were to well, you can't interrupt me every time I'm answering your question.
Okay.
According to peer-reviewed research, America, if we were to switch to a vegan diet, we'd be able to feed over twice the amount of people. According to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, we could feed 10 billion people on a vegan diet using less land, which is why the largest meta-analysis to date on the relationship between food and our environment concludes we would reduce global farmland by 75% on a vegan diet. So we could actually feed more people on a vegan diet. So why are we needlessly abusing, exploiting, and slaughtering animals when we don't need to?
Okay, well, let's take this into account. How about we take into account how expensive vegan food is? Like, some people can't afford it too.
No, vegan food's cheaper by far. There was a study out
No,
of
it's
Oxford
not.
showing
I
vegan.
bet if you
Yes,
go
it
to a
is.
store, if you go
The
to a
facts
store,
don't care about your feelings. The facts don't care
yeah,
about
the
your
facts
feelings.
don't care about your feelings, and the fact
A
is that
study
vegan
out of
food is more
Oxford shows that the
expensive.
vegan diet is 33% cheaper than an omnivorous one. Beans, rice, lentils, legumes, pasta, potatoes, all far cheaper than meat and dairy. But I'm gonna get on the next guest because you're not
Yeah,
able to give
but
me an
those don't have
argument.
nutritional value though. Those are like the nutrition.
All right. I'm gonna do the next guest. See, we'll do. I try to laugh. See what argument we have. You there, bro?
I didn't come here to argue. I came here to reason.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Okay,
I enjoy that. I like reasoning. I actually prefer not to argue.
okay, sweet. I can justify eating animal products. What I can agree with you, and what I can't justify is how we treat some animals, and the way we, I guess you could say, harvest them and we eat them.
So, what do you mean by you can justify eating it? Do you mean like you could justify like eating roadkill on the side of the road? Is that what you mean, or what do you mean by that?
I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm saying is, okay, so you're just saying that we could feed the United States with, how much? Can you say that again, please?
Yeah, according to peer-reviewed research, and I have it pinned on my page for people who don't believe me, they can go fact check me. If America were to switch to a plant-based food system, we'd be able to feed over twice our current population.
Okay, so why aren't we doing that then? If it's better, then why aren't we doing it?
Well, we're not doing that because people are buying meat. That's why.
Okay, so
If everybody stopped buying meat and went to a vegan diet, then we'd be doing that.
How much more water are we going to need to relocate for that?
We would
Where
use
are we going
much
to find
less
the
water
place to
because
grow all this?
we would use much less water. The animals that we eat require more crops. According to peer-reviewed research, it takes 6 kilograms of crops to make 1 kilogram of meat, which is why the largest meta-analysis to date on the relationship between food and our environment shows that if we were to switch to a vegan diet, we would not only reduce global farmland by 75%, but we would reduce the amount of water that we use by an insane amount because we wouldn't be growing all these crops and feeding them to livestock.
All right. Okay. Well, that's actually a good point.
Yeah. And like I said, if you don't believe, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to take my word. You can go to my page when we're done talking and check out my sources. I have them pinned on my profile. So.
Well, what about deficiencies? What's the stuff we need?
You can be perfectly healthy on a vegan diet. It's stated by the largest group of nutrition experts in the entire world, the American Dietetic Association, who states in a peer-reviewed statement that the vegan diet's healthy and nutritionally adequate at all stages of life. So.
So when did you go vegan? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I went vegan actually 6 years ago. I'm 20. I'm about to turn 26. I'm 25 right now. I was about 20 years old when I went vegan.
When did you go vegan? Or not when did you go vegan? Why did you go vegan? What was like the main reason of like going vegan?
To be honest, I've always been kind of like, I guess you could call it a debate, bro. And I was scrolling through Facebook one day and seeing this meat post. I was a huge meat eater. I actually grew up in rural Michigan. I live in rural Michigan. I have deer antlers tattooed on me because I used to hunt so much. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna watch these stupid vegans get wrecked or whatever. But the guy was making a lot of sense, and I was like, man, this guy actually really knows his shit. So I messaged him, talked to him, and kind of realized there's no justification for what we're doing to animals. So I went vegan the next day.
Fully vegan? Like you didn't fall off of that or anything like that? Or? Never thought
At first, I shouldn't say I went vegan the next day. At first, I was vegetarian. I was vegetarian for the first 6 months, but then I realized the horrors of the dairy industry and egg industry. Then I went vegan, and yeah, no, I've never like slipped up or anything like that. It's super easy. Once you like have a burning like passion in your heart, like I've watched a lot of documentaries, watching a lot of slaughterhouse footage. I've watched a lot of cows be killed, a lot of pigs be killed, and it kind of puts a passion in your heart and makes you angry, and that makes it pretty easy to stay vegan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you believe all statistics are true? Do you believe those statistics
No,
are
no, no. Of
especially
course
when they're
not.
not put in action?
Of course not. All statistics are true, which is why we go off of scientific consensus, right? We have to go off the highest forms of evidence available, which is why I try to quote the highest forms of evidence available on the subject I'm speaking of, such as the largest meta-analysis to date on the relationship between food and our environment, which I don't know if you know or not, but on the scientific hierarchy of evidence, a meta-analysis is the highest form of evidence available.
Okay. So on a less selfish level, considering, and when I say a less selfish level, I mean the United States, thinking of just the United States. What about the world? How will that impact the world? You know, look at these governments with they can barely take care of themselves, like the government itself. How are they
Yeah.
supposed to go full vegan? And not only that, once if America were to transition full vegan, how would that impact them? If it impacts them, it's impacting us tenfold. You know, America runs the world. We
Yes.
go full vegan. What do we do? We're still gonna be killing animals for these other countries. It's pointless.
So,
It
well,
has
no,
to
it's
happen.
not point.
It's not true, but it has to happen, right? I have no problem with vegans, vegetarians. Like it's a lifestyle you have to choose, and you have to realize that it's not gonna change. And sure, it's sad that, you know, animals have to go through that, but it is the
Well,
cycle of life, and it's gonna happen. And
so,
yeah.
So you said a few things there. So you said one, what would happen to other countries? Well, according to the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, we would be able to feed 10 billion people using less land. So by going vegan, we'd be able to feed more people, which is why, once again, I said that peer-reviewed research showed we'd be able to feed over twice the amount of people on a vegan diet in America alone. Global pandemics would greatly reduce. 75% of emerging disease is zoonotic, meaning it hops from animals to humans. So by going vegan, we greatly reduce the chance of that happening by having less animals available. And so less global pandemics, more food, better for the environment, as stated by the largest group of nutrition experts in the entire, or sorry, as stated by the largest meta-analysis to date on the relationship between food and our environment. And you say that we have to kill animals, but that's the thing is we don't have to be doing it, right? We can just not pay for it to happen.
All right. And what about the animals that pay the repercussions of us going vegan? Because
I don't know what you mean by that.
the
The
food
animal we
source.
wouldn't be
I
needlessly
know you. I
slaughtered.
know. I know you're saying that statistically we can you know have more food. We can have more vegan food. We can grow more stuff. We can have more stuff. But
Yep.
what about when we're like you? I truly don't believe that if we went all vegan that the animals would be okay. They'd have even more food just like us. No, we'd be taking their food. It's just I truly
Okay.
don't believe that it would be
I can
a
I can answer that question. I see what you're saying. We haven't got to that yet. So are you saying that like these animals would still be here and we'd still have to be feeding them? Is that what you're saying?
not those animals. I'm just saying nature in
Okay, yeah.
particular.
So
I'm not trying to argue that once we release all these animals that we're gonna kill anyways. I'm not even thinking about them right now. I'm thinking about nature, just in particular, just the animals out there. What's gonna happen to them when we start
so
taking all these natural resources and
so one
removing water and finding ways to move water to these locations and grow this stuff and totally mess because that's what would happen. Like think about the water relocation and you
okay.
know
So
the way
what
we
I
move
already
stuff.
So I already answered this. So one, we wouldn't just release animals into the wild. The only reason they're here is because we pay for them to be here. If we weren't paying for them to be here, they wouldn't be artificially bred into existence by farmers. Two, we would use less water on a vegan diet, as I've already stated, according to the largest meta-analysis to date on the relationship between food and our environment. Also, by going vegan, we would reduce global farmland by 75%. So we would rewild 75% of our farmland, and that would obviously greatly help wild animals. Animal agriculture is number one cause of deforestation. It's the number one cause of ocean dead zones. It's the number one cause of habitat destruction, and it's the number one cause of species extinction. So all of these animals that you care about in nature, which I also care about, would also be helped by going vegan. But no offense, I'm going to go on to the next guest.
Yeah, no problem,
It's
bro.
been good
You have a
talking to you,
wonderful
man.
day. No problem.
All right, peace. All right, gonna have the next guest come up. We'll do. Gosh, I'm trying to pick people who don't look toxic. So far, I've done all right. All right, we'll do the Pog Brunette.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Okay. I have a lot to say because
All right.
I was actually vegan for 3 years.
Okay.
So my first question is where do you usually shop at?
I don't know if you know of it. Like I said, I'm from Michigan. I shop at Meijer. I don't know if you know what Meijer is or not. It's kind of like Walmart. It's like
It's
up
kind of
north
like
Walmart.
It's kind of like Walmart. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're shopping at this place, and you're buying vegan stuff, the profit that you're still giving money to that store, which still profits off of the meat industry. So the thing is that if there is, I would understand that you saying that, but like if there was like a completely vegan, like there's no such thing as like a completely vegan like supermarket that we could go to and get these things. And because everywhere we go, everything uses animals. I mean, your house, probably the appliances you have, everything. Like you can't even go into a Walmart without, still, the people that you watch on YouTube, they take your money and they buy meat products. So what do you do what do you do specifically yourself that is making a difference?
So I have multiple things to say that. One, you're talking about animal byproducts that are in everything. Animal byproducts isn't what's driving the demand for animals to be killed. It's the products themselves, and that's entailed by the definition of byproduct. If we stop paying for meat, dairy, the product itself, no more animals would be getting killed, and we would use artificial synthetic.
You said hello.
Everything you give your money to, like they buy meat. What's it? Well, you said a few things, so I have to respond to all of them. But you said everything you spend your dollar at, they buy they like Meijer has meat products, so you're supporting a company that pays for the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals. Well, I don't buy the argument for multiple reasons. One, it would be absolutely impossible to be vegan if we held that standard. Two, when I buy those products, I'm not putting extra demand for that product, for animal products to be replaced in its place, right? I'm paying for plant products. By paying for plant products, I am not paying for more animal products to be put in its place. But as a matter of fact, by buying vegan options at places that sell meat, you're making it more likely for them to bring more vegan options, making it more likely for a meat eater to opt out and choose the vegan version instead of the animal abuse version, making it more likely that which would save more animals in the long term. The only way we can ever get a vegan world is by changing non-vegan places to go vegan. We could not ever get a vegan world by living in an echo chamber and shopping at only vegan places.
Okay. So my question is, besides you buying vegan products, what do you do specifically that's making a difference in the world?
I'm not saying I'm making a difference in the world. I'm just not needlessly abusing and exploiting animals. That's why I'm vegan, and that's why I'm talking about veganism.
Right, but if you're trying to, make.
So do you have an excuse for what you're doing to animals? Because I haven't heard one yet. So why are you needlessly paying for the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of billions of animals every year when we don't need to?
Right. Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying like
Do you have a reason?
I'm saying me and you going vegan. How is that changing anything that's happening in the world?
It's one less animal product being purchased every day, not giving money to industry that's abusing, exploiting, and slaughtering animals. So I'm just wondering why you're supporting an industry that needlessly abuses, exploits, and slaughters animals when you don't need to. Do you have an argument or no?
No, but I'm saying like.
Right, I'm gonna have to go to the next person then because this is wasting my time for everybody.
Wait.
All right, so don't join my live if you don't have an argument. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna do one more person, then I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna do this person, Keisho Shi or something. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, you all right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I got a quick question about something.
Yeah, what's up?
You know the food chain, right?
Yeah, yep.
And I'm guessing that because of the fact that we've been reproducing animals at a high rate, that the food chain has somewhat adjusted over the past couple decades. Like, for example, natural predators and such, because we're taking them away from their natural habitats and using them for food, right?
What do you? What we don't use predators as food. I guess I'm confused at what you're asking. Like we're not eating what? Like we're not
So, in the
breeding.
case that we do switch to all vegan diets,
Yeah.
what's going to happen to all those animals that we're currently using for food?
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. So you're asking like what's going to happen to like the pigs, cows, chickens, all the animals that we're breeding for food right now? Is that what you're asking?
Right.
Okay, okay. So yeah. So the only reason these animals are here is because of basic like supply and demand. You know what I mean? If we're not paying for them to be here, they wouldn't be here. The only reason these animals are brought into existence is because the farmers artificially breed them into existence in order to meet meat demand, right? When you put demand on a product, that means a farmer's going to supply that product to you. If you weren't putting demand on that product, the farmer wouldn't be supplying it and wouldn't be artificially breeding these animals into existence. So they just wouldn't be here if we weren't paying for them to be here.
Hmm.
Kind
Okay.
of like a dog breeder, right? Like if you didn't pay a dog breeder for its puppies, the dog breeder wouldn't be breeding the puppies. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the thing is, let's just say right now everyone went like completely vegan, and all the
Okay.
animals were released, right?
We wouldn't release them, but
Oh, then what would happen to them?
we would either just let them live their lives out in sanctuaries until they die, not let them breed anymore, or you could kill them all one last time, which would still be far better than infinitely holocausting them and keep on reproducing them for the rest of eternity. But I mean, that's not a likely situation, right? Like the world's not.
Hmm.
That's
All
something
right.
that's not happen, right? Like the world's not going to go full on vegan overnight. Like it's going to be a slow, gradual process, and as that happens, we're slowly going to breed less and less animals into existence until like the world is vegan.
All right. That makes sense. All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks. All right, guys. I'm gonna get off. So yeah, I'll hop on. I don't know, maybe tomorrow if I got time. Peace out.